Well, on to week 3. So I'm getting kind of bored of doing the same thing of running down matchup to matchup, so I'm not going to do that this time. We'll take a quick look at all the matchups here. Everybody had a horrible week. This week sucked. Nobody liked it. Everybody had a bad time, so we'll just move on to the standings that everybody hates too. And those are the standings. Everybody hates them. They suck. Anything where Fink's in first place by a wide margin is probably stupid. It's almost like kicking. So we'll move on past this. Then a new segment that I'll call the new segment. We're going to go ahead and look at the waivers. I always enjoy looking at these early on Tuesday morning when I wake up to see how dumb everybody is, especially when it comes to spending. Ricard, if I had a trophy, I would definitely send it to you at this point in time. You spent all your fab, more than half of it just on the Giants. Good game this past week, but they still suck. So enjoy Wayne Gallman and Daniel Jones at $52 for those guys. So the good news is I know you won't be spending like this again because you don't have any money left. So that's entertainment on a Tuesday morning that I will be losing. So hopefully some of you others can pick it up and make some really dumb moves. But other news and notes, $11, no competition. $10 to $5. We'll look at that in a second here. And this one was the most interesting. 2 $5 bids, but Bo had waiver priority. So these are all the guys that got picked up, how much everybody spent. So if you ever look at the Yahoo page, you should be able to find that. If not, you'll find this in my new segment called the new segment. So in my even newer segment called the newer segment, we can talk about these competitive waiver bids. A couple guys head in for Golden Tate, $0. Ben won based off of waiver priority. Bo was outbid for Dorsett. I think that's a pretty good pickup. What surprised the shit out of me is that all these people bid for Wayne Gallman Jr. because he's a shitty back, but I guess he's the best shitty back available, so everybody wanted a piece of him. So when the Giants sign somebody this week, I hope all of you guys are very impressed with yourself and the fact that you lost here. You bid just enough to lose, which is probably a good thing. Congratulations again, Ricard. And you just knocked it out of the park this Tuesday morning. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. So these are the power rankings. Obviously tied extremely close to fantasy points. So if your team's scoring points, it's good. If it's not, it's bad. So hence the power rankings kind of make sense. Fink this year would be 31-2 against the entire league. 2 second-place finishes and finally got his first-place finish. But all of us are extremely happy because we know it's all downhill from here for Fink. He'll find a way to manage his team out of there. Maybe spending too much time on his weather app, forgets to set his lineup, who knows. But the 3 managers who have won so far have won weeks. Did not win a single week last week, so we have some new people on the board. Some of the fun things. Chris's defenses averaged less than a point a game, so he may want to consider just not starting a defense at all. That'd be great. So other things is Corey and Julian finally got out of the basement with all their positions, but outside of that, everything's pretty well spread out. But I do have the worst flex position at this point in time because I can't make a good goddamn decision to save my life. So other league news, we got payment plan is switching a little bit. So the first 3 weeks were $50. It'll jump up to $75 for the next 6 weeks. So if you want to make a little bit more money than these guys, then you can go ahead and decide to win a week. Probably benefit your pocket there a little bit. So I'd go ahead and try to win a week. And if you really don't think that's enough money, then I wouldn't start trying until week 10. And you'll have a chance to win $100 for 4 straight weeks, $400. If that's how you want to make your money, have at it. But again, these guys are all new, so I don't anticipate them ever winning again. I figured I'd take this opportunity to do something a little different and rip apart every team that I possibly could. Find something wrong with them because all the teams suck except for mine. I just don't know what's happening so far. Probably because I'm shooting these stupid videos instead of looking for free agents. Who the hell knows? But looking at Fink, again, great. 138.91 points per week. Best performing team so far. Has a great team. And then you look at his IR spot, and it makes me wonder why we have an IR spot when I look at that. If you're going to put people like Devin Funchess in your IR spot, there's something wrong with you. Not only that, I saw you make a couple moves where you're deciding who was on your IR spot, and this is the guy you ended up with. So you might as well put Terrell Owens, Jerry Rice, Jim Brown, Otto Graham, somebody else in the IR spot that looks like they're worth a damn. But Devin Funchess? Seriously? On to Ben. Ben's had a pretty good season so far, about 110 points per week. Finally got rid of Antonio Brown, as the Raiders and the Patriots both did. So good on you for doing that. Last one to release him of those three, so it seems like you have the most questionable morals of anybody, and you're just managing a stupid fantasy football team. Melvin Gordon, still sitting there, got you 0 points. And you did obviously have to replace Antonio Brown with another suspended player, so I appreciate your ethics. Anything to win, my man. Case should have his offspring go ahead and draft for him every year, 114 points per week. So his team is doing extremely well, too. However, he's going to have to change his logo and his team name. Franco, feel free to do whatever you want with that, mostly because he brought back Mr. Zach Ertz, who was his namesake for his team most of last year, and he's traded away Le'Veon Bell. So, much like everything else, Case is extremely late with even his own changes to his team. Kyle doing extremely well after selling out last year and making an embarrassment of himself. My guess is he'll get close to the playoffs and figure out what he can get for whatever crap he has left on his roster. But looking through it now, he's probably going to have to do some panic trades for weeks 10, 11, and 12. This does not look good for you right now, Kyle. I'd start trading all those guys away as fast as you possibly could. Bo, with the least creative team name. I guess it goes along with the league name as well, too. Can't think of anything, so he just keeps putting the same damn crap up over and over again for us to read. Not much to say about his lineup. Tony Pollard, great bench player. I'd keep him on my bench all year. Just hope something happens to Elliott. Ronald Jones, gotta love that Tampa Bay backfield. But we go up to the top. Lamar Jackson was a great pick. Larry Fitzgerald's old as shit, but he's doing well. So the pickup of the week last week was Greg Olsen, playing against the guy who dropped him, and him dropping 22 points or whatever it was. So again, Franco, get to work on this. This is a shitty team name. This is a shitty logo. Get it fixed. It's just horrible. Boop. On to running back purgatory. This is where running backs either go to die or just to be horrible for a long period of time and just sit on a bench. So guys that would never be picked up, this is where you'll find them. So if you're looking to make a trade for a running back that you don't want to help your team, go ahead and call Corey and Julian. I'm sure they have it on their team. So Patrick Mahomes carrying this team as always. The rest of it pretty much sucks. So on to Kyle's boyfriend. So this team sucks pretty bad as well too, but happened to get a win somehow. That's one away from last year, his total wins. So good thing he has Kareem Hunt on his team too. He should be able to start playing him sometime around November. So enjoy that, and you probably won't want him based off the offense, but love seeing him on your roster there. So keep him there as long as you can. Mr. 2018 second place. Here's his roster. Austin Eckler's been a nice flash in the pan for him. Chris Godwin did great as well too. Both those guys fell off, so I don't think he'll be winning for a long time. This is horrible too. It's a pretty bad lineup. I can't believe this guy's won a game. Boop. Every time I see Jared's lineup, all I think is, do you want to play fantasy baseball? Do you want to play fantasy baseball? Because obviously he doesn't want to play fantasy football. I think my favorite part about Chris being in 11th place right now is he tried really hard during the draft, and his team still sucks. So I appreciate the trade that he made with me. Welcome to America. I don't know what to say. And last but not least, this week's big spender, he went ahead and put them all into starting lineup. I've shot this section of it like 10 times, and I can't get through it because he's got a full lineup in right now, and he's projected under 90 points. That should say everything right there. He's going to be the first guy in the 2 years that's going to try to be 0 for 13 and try to sweep in the playoffs as well and make no doubt who the worst team in the league is. So thank you, Rick Carr, for all that. Boop. So that's that. Matchups this week, league standings, and hopefully I made this video long enough that you guys never want to watch another one again. Nothing really interesting to say, just want to go home now. Later.